are responsible for your life. And if you're sitting around waiting on somebody to save you, to fix you, to even help you, you are wasting your time, because only you have the power to take responsibility to move your life forward.
Nobody is going to cry for you. They have their own tears. One thing I'm positive about is how ROI negative complaining is and how much I'm trying to suffocate the practice of it. I really have been fascinated by people that have changed their mindset into understanding that everything that is not going well right now is their fault. It has been remarkably important to me in understanding that everything that I'm not happy about is on me. It's a remarkably interesting brain twist. The amount of energy spent on things that you can't control versus being accountable to what you can control has been a huge separator for me in the last 4 or 5 years as I've dug deep.
I always tell people the most valuable lesson I got from my mentor, Jim Rohn, was I asked my father, worked 2 jobs. We were always broke. We had no money for food. And we lived in a community we moved to, which was, I thought they were all rich and we were on the other side of the tracks. It was lower middle class, but compared to where we lived before, these people seem rich compared to us. And I just didn't understand it. And Jim said to me, Tony, it's not about the value of your soul, it's about the value of you in the marketplace. And your father's skills are not that valuable.
Someone said we have 2 primary choices in life. We can either accept conditions as they exist, or we can take the responsibility to change them. See, a lot of people want to exempt themselves from taking responsibility. All they want to do is talk about the problem. Every time you see them, they'll tell you their story over and over and over and over again.
No one's going to do anything for you. Couple rules of being a real leader. You need to take responsibility for your own life. Bringing energy to your team, leading in recruiting, leading in leadership, leading in growth. Nobody owes you anything, but you owe other people everything. That's what a leader does. You take responsibility. You know exactly right now what you're not doing. It would be criminal of you to leave here and say, I don't know what to do. You know exactly what you're afraid of. You know exactly what you've been avoiding, and you got to make a decision to change it. You know exactly what it is. Don't BS anybody. You know what you need to do different. You know the changes you need to make. And if you can do that and stop kidding yourself, you can win. You can overcome your fear, overcome procrastination, whatever that is.
I say to people, you got to participate in your own rescue. You've got to retool yourself. There are no skill sets in community colleges today, for the most part, that are going to prepare you for the economy or a job that's there. So what is that going to do? You're just going to waste more money, more time. We need to retool ourselves. The government's not going to do it for you.
And even when you're struggling, even when you're discouraged, and you feel like other people have given up on you, don't ever give up on yourself.
Right now, between me and the person I want to be, between you and the person you want to be, there is a gap of skill set, and that's it. But once you know your mission, and once you believe that you can accomplish anything you set your mind to, then you can do the extraordinary. Now for me, getting out of that space of being lost, of not knowing what I wanted to do with my life, it all came down to needing to earn credibility with myself in very small incremental ways. And I knew if I was going to accomplish anything in my life, I was going to have to get control of my mind. Now, ironically, there's 2 ways to get control of your mind. Way number 1 is directly going to the mind, which can be very scary, can be very daunting, very ethereal. It's ephemeral, it's hard to grab onto, it's hard to touch. But way number 2 is through the body. And so I decided that my kung fu was going to be to get very good at developing my body. And in that process, I was going to learn about nutrition, which would allow me to help my mom and my sister. In that process, I was going to earn credibility with myself. And earning credibility with yourself is so important. Do it in micro ways. For me, just showing up to the gym every day was a micro victory. I said I was going to do it, and I did it. Now you have to understand, I hate working out. So for all of you crazy people that get an endorphin rush from running, I hate you all. Running for me is like being stuffed into a meat grinder. There is absolutely nothing pleasurable about it whatsoever. So whatever neurological thing you guys get that you've been blessed with, I have not been blessed with that. So for me, showing up at the gym sucks. Eating a bowl of ice cream is awesome. And so getting to a better place for me was a totally different journey. Thank you.
You are responsible for your life.
So everybody to stand up.
Yes, we need to stand up now. Okay? You on the chair, you need to stand up. Okay? Because we have something. And this now is going to be completely different from the previous one. Because what is the name? Talk is cheap, action counts. Okay, guys?
So let's go for it.
Let's do it, baby. Do it.
Good morning, guys, and welcome to this morning's workout within the Global Morning Community. Today's workout is structured 30 seconds on, 10 seconds rest. It's only a few exercises. As usual, we try and keep it simple and short for you. So, yeah, I think that's it. So let's go for it. I hope you're ready. The timer is going and we're going to start marching. We've got to make sure we engage the arms. Yes, just try and get our body warm up a little bit. Just increase our heart rate a little bit. Okay? Just keep it as joyful as you like. We're almost there. After this, we're going to have the first exercise we're going to go into. It's a squat hold. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to go to squat and we're going to hold it. Okay? Just remember, put your weight on your heels and not on your toes. Yeah? So that you actually want to work your booty and you want to work your glutes. Okay? So it's only 30 seconds. Come on, if you want, you can do pulse here, where you want. Yeah? Come on, halfway through it. We're almost there. If you need a break, you can get up 1 second and then just go back in. Just do your best. It's a very short workout. Okay, great. And rest. Well done. Perfect. For the next one, we're going to go on the floor and we're going to do the leg drops. So we're going to focus on working the arms. So there we are. We're just alternating leg drops. Making sure the lower leg doesn't go on the floor. Yes, just focus on engaging the core and not work the leg as much as you're actually working the abs. It's very simple, like a very simple exercise, but it's quite good. You can focus on the right part of your body to engage the right muscles. Almost there. 2, 1, and the next one, sorry, we're still on the floor. Good bridges. Yeah, so good bridge up and down, yeah? Just looks I know, looks funny, but it's really, really good. For your glutes, for your bum. 1 seconds, try again. Just be focused and squeeze at the top. Just feel your glutes contracting, really, really working. Now you got the time for break already. Okay, the next one, going back to the abs, and we're going to hold the plank for 30 seconds on our elbows. 30 seconds. Yes, so the core needs to be contracted, yeah? To make sure you're contracting, you're not too high up, you're not too low. Of course, you can take a break if this is too much for you, but 30 seconds should be more or less doable for everybody. 3, 2, 1, and already. So we're going on to the next exercise. Next one, it's going to be a jumping jack, just a bit more cardio. So jumping jacks, 30 seconds. Just feel like you're doing a happy dance. Yeah, just look at your own pace. If this is too much for you, you can do it like so. But if you want to get more out of it, you can go for the full jump. And we've only got one more exercise to go. Sorry, I was focused. The time was okay, the break. So the last exercise is a push-up. So I do all my push-ups on my knees. So Julia, make sure the position is right. Just go as low as you can. Yeah? So just do that from your knees. I mean, by all means, you can do it properly. All push-up by all means. But otherwise, if not, this is enough for me, absolutely. So the push-ups, and that's it. It's already gone. Oh my God. So well done, guys. Thank you for working out with me today. And stay focused. The timer is coming. So stay tuned for the rest of today's material in our community. Thank you, Global Learning Community. Clementine and Krasimir, back to you in the studio. Bye from me.
So, did you enjoy?
How you feel now? As someone said, I always sweat. Okay, that's good.
So. So.
We want to say a little bit about the structure.
Yes,
right,
we want to say, my love, watch this camera there, not here, because this is one of the. Okay. So you say you want to say something about the structure. Yes. So let's say something about the structure.
So it's going to be, every morning, 8:30. So we're going to have different challenges. You're going to have, like you see now, you're going to have some health challenging also with some exercise, workout. We're going to have also some other kind of health challenges also. But
yes, like eat 10 donuts a day. This is a health challenge too.
So I'm not going to say too much about this.
No, not about the donuts. Yes, especially where we can buy them, the nice one. No.
We're gonna keep some surprise also for you. So
my love, there will be all the time in surprises. So
yes,
let's tell them something.
So we're going also to invite people like real people with real situations. So you're gonna see also how these people cope with the situation now, how they deal with this, and can also, we want to remind you that you can ask questions. You can.
It's critical to ask a question if you want to participate in your life. Not asking question, it doesn't mean that you know everything. Asking a question will make you to know more than you know now. Do you like our sunrise?
Yeah. Do you like our new background now?
Anyway, so every day. We're gonna have a different coach, and every day, guys, you're gonna have us. You have to deal with it. I know. Let's go to the topic, my love.
Yes. So the topic today is moving from resentment and anger towards acceptance and productivity. And we're having with us today Dr. Barbara Schwarck. Good morning.
Good morning, Barbara.
Good morning. How are you guys?
It's always a pleasure to see you.
Oh, thank you. I'm all sweaty and It's good. I like it. It was good. It was fun.
Yeah.
And we see you didn't do all.
What?
We could see you didn't do all the exercises.
I can't do all the exercises. I mean, I had to modify some of them because I have a shoulder issue. So, you know, it's actually a good point that people can modify and they can do however it works for them so that they can't, you know, that you feel safe. I'm not ready to do a plank. Maybe at the end of the community, I can do a plank, but I was doing my neck exercises. So the point is to do something.
Yes.
You know, that's the important point. So my son's kissing me here from the side because he knows he's not allowed to come on the camera. I want to talk about the structure a little bit, and I want to invite people to use these 30 days to really create a foundation for daily structure. Because one of the things that all these people have in common is that they really follow through on their word. They make a commitment and then they follow through. And one of the fallacies that we have is that we think if, you know, we follow our word for a couple times, maybe, you know, a week or 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden we have these great results. You know, Tony Robbins or Oprah, or any of the people, or Obama, any of the people that we listened to or saw in the video, what they have in common is that they day after day after day, they have their commitments and they follow through and they have a routine and they try that routine out for a certain period of time and then they adjust. So this is something that I want to talk about, and I want to encourage all of you to look at the routines that you have and to see how you can take it to the next level, because you wouldn't be here if you wouldn't be interested in having a routine. So that could be meditating, that could be exercising, that could be looking at your diet, that could be changing your thinking, that could be looking at the way that you talk yourself, the way that you support yourself, and it could include, you know, parts of all of that. So one of the things that I recently noticed is that, you know, when I would wake up in the morning or when I had some time to myself, that I would have this anger and this resentment come up. And it wouldn't make sense because, you know, here I have the weekend and I have some time to myself, and all of a sudden I'm feeling cranky, angry, and resentful. And after I dug in and I dug down a little bit, I saw, and what I found is that I was mad at myself. And what I was mad at myself for was that I didn't really acknowledge myself for all the things that I am doing, and that my self-talk, my conversation with myself was one of you know, negativity and telling myself, you know, you're not exercising enough, or you're not doing enough, or you should be doing more. So the first thing in always looking to change something is to get some information. So if you're feeling angry, if you're feeling resentful, I invite you to take a moment to maybe journal or maybe go for a walk and really look deep inside of yourself and find out what's going on. What are you mad about? What are you resentful about? Maybe you were, you know, maybe mad at Corona. Maybe you're angry and resentful that you can't get out and that there is lockdown. But what's underneath that? Because most of the time, the circumstances that we're experiencing right now really are triggering some deeper things. So as you allow yourself to go back, take a look at what is being triggered. Maybe, you know, I feel kind of locked in my life anyway. Maybe I created a little bit of a prison for myself in this situation. And, you know, the lockdown, Corona is just bringing that up. And once you've identified that, you know, sit down with yourself and clean the slate, which means forgive yourself, let it go, you know, do like this ritual of cleansing yourself of whatever it is that you're experiencing that's upsetting you and creating resentment inside of you. So it's really important that we do something with the things that we find. If you're finding that you're angry, if you're finding that you're resentful, look at what is this connected to and find out what do you need to do in order to have corrective action, meaning what do I need to do to clean it? It's kind of like I spilled the milk, I'm replacing the milk, and I'm cleaning it up. So take this or put this on hold for a moment, and let's fast forward to the daily routines that you want to set for yourself. So let's say I want to get up in the morning, and one of the things that I do when I get up in the morning is I set an intention and I commit to a few things that I want to do. So I set my intention, and my intention today is to stay present and to be in my loving. And then I always have the same 4 action steps, which is I read my affirmations, I do gratitude statements, I do my meditation, and I do some exercise. So that's my routine. Now, at the end of the day, let's say I did all those 4 things. What I've noticed, and now I'm going back to my anger and my resentment, that I didn't really acknowledge myself for doing all those things. You know, I kind of like glazed over, and I didn't say, oh, really good job, wonderful, you know, you did it, you managed to do all those things, congratulations. So I started to do that, and as I started to do that, I have more energy to do it again. Okay, so it's important that you take that moment, that, you know, maybe 30 seconds, 60 seconds, and really acknowledge yourself for all the stuff that you do, because that prevailing critical voice that we have inside of ourselves is so quick to jump in and say, well, you didn't do it enough, you should have done it more, right? So 30 seconds or 60 seconds, full blast of acknowledging yourself. Now, if I didn't do all my things, which sometimes happens, then I want to move into forgiving myself and clearing the slate, and so that I go to bed with, okay, I didn't do all the things I wanted to do, I'm clearing that off, and tomorrow is another day. So this is the formula that I want to leave you with. I want you to think about, what are the things that I'm going to commit to for this week? What is going to be my routine? And, you know, write it down, decide, look at what you need to do. If there's anger and resentment going on, maybe you have something about the last community, or maybe you have something about, you know, the lockdown, or, you know, anything that's related to any of the past sort of like programs that you do. Let it go, decide this is going to be new, and then work it for a week. Write down what you're going to do every day. And then at the end of the day, acknowledge yourself really for 30, 60 seconds. And if you didn't do all the things that you wanted to do, clear it, forgive yourself, let it go, and so that you can go to bed balanced and peaceful. So let me just stop here and see if there's thoughts or comments, that anybody wants to say something, or questions that you guys have.
I completely agree with you. You know, I start to get my routine, and I start to wake up 4 o'clock in the morning. And now I'm really on fire, because I did all my rituals I did. And even if I don't do all of them, I don't judge myself. I said, wow, man, you did more than you did before 1 month. So let's celebrate. I want also to say to the people which are here watching us, guys, participation is the number 1 in life. So invite your friends, share on your wall, invite your friends. Let's be more positive. Let's bring this viral. And we're going to have accountability partners, but we're going to talk later about this. So one question, how we can train the dragon. Okay, sorry, this is this is the movie, How We Can Train the Dragon. When the people who have children, they know about this movie. Okay.
How can we train ourselves to get to bed earlier so waking up is easier?
It's a good question, and this is one of the things I struggle with. You know, going to bed late is my thing. So first of all, incremental changes is what you want to work on. So if you're going to bed at 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, it's important that you move it by 5 minutes. And so instead of going to bed at 12 o'clock, go to bed 5 minutes early. And that's all you work on. You work on it for a week. And then you see how, if you're really feeling comfortable, then you move it another 5 minutes, and you move it another 5 minutes. So nothing drastic, because if you've been going to bed for the last 10 years and you go to bed really, really late, if you move yourself forward by half hour in a month, that's amazing, you know, because we want to create lasting changes. And the other question is, why are you going to bed so lately? What is it that you're looking for? So look to find out what the need is there. Usually it's like we need to wind down, and, you know, we want to have some time to ourselves, and, you know, the children are in bed and I'm done working. So we want to have some time where we can wind down, and maybe you can find a different way to do it rather than going to bed late. So look at the things that you need, and so that you can decide, you know, maybe instead of staying up for 3 hours and watching a movie, I can do this quicker and I can wind down by reading for half hour or journaling for half hour. So really ask yourself, what is it that I need? Because I know this particular behavior is not working. So 2 things. Actually 3 things. It's forgiveness. It's always important to forgive ourselves because there's probably a judgment that's associated with it. 2 would be to look at microscopic steps, you know, incremental, like moving it by 5 minutes, and also to inquire with yourself, you know, what is it that I need to do? How can I, you know, how can I take care of that need? And remember, I don't know if Mira is going to be with us, probably, but those of you that know Mira, you know that her and I kind of like toot in the same direction. 88% of what's going on with us is in the unconscious. And so there's probably something that's driving you, and you can identify that when you sit down and you do some journal writing, and you know, perhaps you meditate and you ask yourself some questions, and so that you can look at what is it that I need there? Why am I staying up?
I hope this answered the question, and I hope tonight you're gonna go to bed early.
Well, and be loving with yourself. So the thing about it is that, you know, maybe we can't do it the first time, but it's like what's really, really important is that, you know, that we stay now loving, because it's like, look at it as a child. When we're parenting our child, and what you're doing basically is you're parenting the child inside. It's probably the teenager inside that says, but I want to stay up. I want to stay up. You know, that's usually where it comes from, is that we're sweet and loving, because when I'm yelling at my child over and over and over again, you know, he's not going to cooperate. And so if I keep yelling at myself, I'm not going to cooperate, and I'm going to have more anger and resentment inside of me. And here comes my child, who's you know, dying to see who's on TV. So you know, we want to be loving, and I think one of the things that we've learned through Corona is that all of us had an opportunity to be much more flexible in terms of being with the environment and being with ourselves. Oh, I'm going out of focus. I apologize. My camera is having its mind of its own.
It's okay. For the people which they need glasses, they think it's from them, so that's fine. For example, like me.
Here we go. So really, loving kindness and generosity with ourselves, and so that we can applaud ourselves. I think a lot of us, we've been stuck in this paradigm that even with personal growth, that we need to do it better, we need to do it harder, we need to jump higher. So it's a gradual process, and you don't get yourself to be Tony Robbins in 5 minutes. You know, the man is extremely disciplined, but it's taking him decades to get there.
And everything is coming from inspiration. We are going to talk a lot about the habits here, and basically that's why it's created the Global Money Community, my love. Yes?
Yes.
Am I correct?
Yes.
Because during the lockdown, we meet a lot of challenges. We're going to talk this week with the different coaches, with the people which they are in the business, which they can give advices. They can say how basically they're managing the situation, how they live, what kind of habits they have. We're not going to have only coaches, Melo. Yes?
Yeah, we're going to have like normal people.
Since we get married, she all the time say yes. You know, from the time, do you take Krasimir for your husband? She say yes. From that moment, she all the time say yes. To me, guys, to me. Okay. Sorry, this is my basic self.
Yes.
So I want to say a couple more things. One of the things I want to share with you guys is that inside of us, we have this little person that checks up on us. And every time that we keep our commitment, automatically our self-esteem goes up. And every time that we don't keep a commitment, our self-esteem goes down a little bit. So, you know, when you have these microscopic steps and you keep accomplishing them, there's an opportunity for our self-esteem to increase automatically. So it's another reason to encourage us to keep our commitments. And I'm going to encourage everybody also to write down, what is your morning routine or your routine going to be for this week? Like, what is it that you're working on? Are you working on, you know, going to bed early, or are you working on meditating in the morning or exercising. What is it that you want to do, and put it out there, and so that we can clap you on as a community, that we can support you. And this is true for for the coaches as well. I'm working on things. I know Clementine and Casimir are working on things, and Offer and the people that are participating. And so we have an opportunity to support ourselves as a community as we are doing these things individually.
We have a question here.
Yes.
Yeah, we have someone who was asking, how can people reduce coffee consumption?
Say that again.
How can people reduce coffee consumption?
Coffee consumption?
Mm-hmm.
Coffee consumption. So how can you reduce coffee consumption? It's like everything else. First of all, you need to make a decision. You need to decide, and you want to say, hey, listen, I want to reduce my coffee consumption. First of all, I would recommend that you change that sentence, because with that sentence, what I'm stuck with is the coffee consumption. So I would replace it with something that I want to go towards. Maybe I would say I want to drink more water, or maybe I want to be healthier, or I want to feel awake. So and coffee consumption, I would look at the times I drink the coffee, and I would probably I know people start to mix it with decaf so that they don't have the headaches, and they increase vitamin C so that they have less headaches. It's like with everything else. It's like when you want to stop eating gluten, or if you want to stop eating sugar, what you do is you have three choices. You can either go cold turkey if you want to, or you can do it gradually. But it starts inside. It starts inside with a conversation where you say, hey, listen, I want to change this because it's not working for me, and I'm going to replace it with something that actually does work for me.
In my opinion, the energizing is coming. For example, me, no coffee, only hot water with lemon. Maybe for the last month I had like 5 kilos of lemons, and the coffee maybe one time in the 3 days. But basically, with me, what working with the coffee is what giving me energy a lot, because a reason to have a coffee is you're expecting some kind of energy. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Well, dark chocolate work also for this.
No. Honestly, dark chocolate doesn't work, guys. It's disgusting. Sorry.
Well, usually what's going on is that the adrenals are looking for a boost. Okay, so maybe in the morning your adrenals are sluggish because you've had adrenal fatigue for many years. So that's kind of like jump starting your engine. And maybe in the afternoon you're tired because now your adrenals are going down. So it's like you really need to look at why are you drinking the coffee? Is it for the taste? Is it because of the what it does to your system? And then it's a longer conversation and decision to really change, because just to take one thing away and then to expect that you're going to be energetic in the morning, it's probably unrealistic. It's going to be some sort of change in diet and change in the way that you work with your system. So it's important to understand that, and it's a commitment, and it's a commitment that that it will have lots of benefits, even though it might be challenging.
This reminds me about the coffee in the morning and how we can use. It's connected with our next person who is here for us. And it's connected with the challenge which we are going to have. So
brilliant. So if anybody has any more questions, text me, send it to me on the Facebook group. I'm happy to talk and answer anything that you might want to have answered.
Yes, Barbara is going to be with us the full month. So now she replies yes to Oliver, I'm going to answer your question on the private. By the way, I don't need cakes anymore. I want to become healthier, happier, wealthier, everything with best of me.
That's awesome. And listen, all this stuff is really the best prevention that you can do to stay healthy. So, you know, I don't know if any of the people that have that are listening to us have had COVID, but for those of you that want to stay strong and fend it off, all taking care of yourself are things that are supporting you and staying strong and staying healthy.
Yeah. I hope to see you very soon in Cyprus too.
We hope so too.
Yeah. Okay. So do you have a challenge for them, for example, to buy a book, or how they can schedule their daily habits and stuff like this? Or
no, I really, my challenge is write down what you're going to be doing this week in the WhatsApp group. Okay, and that's it. And if you need to create buy a book or a journal to check it and write it down, you know, I have a little journal where I write down my affirmation and then I do my gratitude statements. Then do that. You can also use apps on the phone, like Habit app, whatever works for you. Make it really, really simple. So for me, my little book works, but the challenge is put it down in the community, commit yourself to something, even if it's one thing, and let's share about it. And if you want to make a little video about it, you know, we did this the last time, do this. We want to see you. We want to, it's no need for you to do your hair, your makeup. We want to just, you know, just see you and get to experience you. Yes. Check your vitamin D in the blood. It's really, really good. If you are, it's a really good prevention for getting a virus. There's a lot of studies that they did in Spain and I think in England also with COVID and vitamin D. So I recommend, doesn't matter if you live in Cyprus or in Israel, you want to take vitamin D. So that's my challenge to write down. I will write it down as soon as we're done. I will tell you what I'm doing and do it all week.
yeah, that's amazing.
Thank you, Barbara. So
Thank you, guys. It's
Thank
great
you,
to be
Barbara.
back.
And you sweetie cutie boy.
This is David.
David. Bye. Love you.
Hasn't he grown?
No, he's shy. Okay. Thank you, Barbara.
Bye.
Bye.
bye. And now we are moving to our next guest.
But honestly, I'm a great believer that with a positive attitude, you can achieve more than with a negative attitude. And that's why every day we're going to open something which called coffee message. My love, which one you choose, the white or the black?
The white.
The white, okay. This is coming with a coffee. If you have your coffee, it's coming with a tea also. So it's like a positive.
Keep it simple.
Keep it simple. That's very powerful. If you know how to use it, of course. We're going to talk about this also. But now, what, my love?
We have our next guest.
Yes.
So we're having with us Sasha, and she will tell us a little bit more about health. Good morning, Sasha.
Good morning, Clementine and Krasi. Great to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
More than welcome. It's our pleasure.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I enjoyed your presentation earlier. It was very, very interesting. And sorry to say, well, I'm very happy, fortunate. I don't actually like coffee, so I've never had to get off it, which is cool. So, and also, I heard you guys talking about, oh, excuse me, this always slips out my ear. Yeah, I heard you guys talking about vitamin D. That is a huge, huge thing. It's very, very good for your immune system. It's very, very good for your mood and everything. And most of us are actually vitamin D deficient. And there's many, many other things that are good for the immune system. And maybe I'll mention one each time as well. So today I'm going to be talking about something which, you know, most people know about, but they don't really know exactly why. And I thought I'd come up with a fun way as well to help you. As you know, well, I'm a tennis coach. If you don't, you know, obviously exercise is a big thing with me. And one of the big things, because we're in Cyprus, where it gets very hot in the summer, okay, when you're playing tennis, you sweat quite a lot, don't you, and everything. And you're losing a lot of your electrolytes and salts and everything. So I'm always very, very keen with all my players and everything, is that they stay hydrated. And that has a big, big, big effect. It can It can help with your immune system, or it cause problems with your immune system if you're dehydrated. It can cause problems with your mood. It can cause problems with your immune system. It can cause problems like with your weight. You know, one of the reasons why some people don't usually lose weight is because they don't have enough, they're not hydrated enough, even though you drink maybe quite a bit of water. So today I'm going to give you one tip. If you are a student like me, okay, and used to go out drinking or something, sometimes we used to have what we used to call tequila slammers, which were great fun. Now, if you see here, I've just got a little bit of salt, Himalayan salt from here. Let me just show you that.
Nice.
Where's that showing there? Okay, Himalayan salt. And as you see, I've got it on my hand there. It's just a little tiny pinch. Now, before I do this, I just want to say I'm not a doctor. And if you do have medical issues where you've been told you're not supposed to take salt, you know, obviously don't do this. But first thing in the morning, this is what I do so that I start the day hydrated, because you've been asleep for a long while and you wake up and you don't want to start the day dehydrated, because otherwise you're going to be causing all kinds of problems. Okay, so here I go. So what I do is I take my salt, put it in my mouth, lemon, and water. And there you go. That's a hydration slammer for you. Okay.
That's amazing. So if we do this every day.
Yep. You should actually notice during the day that you're feeling more hydrated. Okay. But if you're drinking plenty of water and you really aren't hydrated, then dehydrated, then that's fine. But I do notice that I do get a little bit dehydrated. I drink a lot of water, but the water that we have doesn't have the salts in that we need. Okay.
Oliver have some very naughty tequila so early. Respect Sasha Appleton. Oliver is amazing.
Absolutely. Look, I just want to start the day happy. Schönen guten Tag, Oliver.
Yes. Oh.
So how much should they drink actually? Just
one
glass?
Sorry. Yeah, I mean, you carry on drinking throughout the day. Throughout the day, they always say, I think it's something like 3 liters, something like that you should be drinking. Obviously, when it's hotter and you're sweating more, you need to drink more. I'll give you some more tips. I think, are we doing a sort of check-in during the week?
Yes, we do.
We're doing a check-in during the week, and I can give you some more tips as well. Just quickly, though, lemon juice, lemon, if you put that in your water, you can just put a slice. Okay, that's the wrong shape or whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay, so in my water, I have put this lemon, and I can keep it there for hours in the water and keep refilling the water. And what the lemon does is, I'm not going to say it in any medical terms, and as I said, I'm not a doctor or anything, but effectively it makes the water wetter. It makes your body able to absorb more water. Because the problem you have is as I say, when it's hot and that you're sweating and everything, or you're doing exercise, I know that terrible thing called exercise. If you drink water, your body can only absorb a certain amount, and after that you're just drinking water and it's not going into your body. But if you add lemon into the water, it means your body can actually absorb more of it, so it's easier to hydrate yourself as well. So that's why I like to combine all of this.
Yeah, that makes sense, my love.
Oh, and so the challenge is this week is every day I want you to make sure, keep a note of how much water you're drinking. Again, as there's plenty of habits, apps and everything on your phone that you can use, and have down there that you've got to drink enough water, and keep a note on the amount of water that you're drinking during the day. And as I say, if you want to and you don't have a medical reason why not, have a little bit of salt in the morning and try out the lemon. Okay. And what we'll do is we'll check in to see how you're doing. There's a great app actually called Habit Share, which is great because then you can share it with your friends as well if you want a partner who can hold you accountable.
That's amazing. And it's very nice health challenge.
Yeah, I mean, everybody can do it.
Yeah, there's no excuses about these guys.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, and another thing for the lemon, which I think is probably why you're doing it as well, is it's also helps to make your body alkaline. So you can start the body with an alkaline, put it into alkalinity right at the start of the day.
Thank you, Sasha.
You are welcome. Have a fantastic day. Thank you very, very much.
You too, Sasha.
You too.
So it's only you, me, and the sun.
Mm-hmm.
What you gonna do now, my love? I think we finished for today.
So we wish you a great day, and we'll see you anyway tomorrow morning.
See you tomorrow morning with the sun rise.
Bye.